Right, 65 Chevelle, modified stocker, build update. So I've kind of started as you would at the beginning with the engine, which most of the parts are laid out here. The thing that I have noticed with this model is, although in this picture all the parts are numbered, there's actually no numbering at all on any of the kind of sprues. So you basically have to guess, which seems a bit weird. So even though everything has got numbers, you kind of follow the pictures and guess what everything is, which broadly it was okay, but things like maybe, I don't know, the alternator, you get the back view of the alternator, not really very easy to see what it looks like. It's the first observation. Second observation, rubber tyres here, very nice, really nice. I'm going to work on that. And then things are generally going together okay. Again, not the best picture. Airfix is definitely broken down a bit more when you build an Airfix. This is the step which I'm kind of not looking forward to. Again, nothing about numbering, but you can broadly work out what pieces are what pieces. There's only one thing that looks like a steering wheel, for example. But it's kind of like number 3, just put everything together. Don't know what your best order to do that is. So that's going to be a real kind of work it out job, which is fine. Just interesting to do different kits and see the differences, really. Right then, it's about time for another little build update on the Chevelle modified stocker. So let's have a look and work through. So number 1 was the engine. Here she is, a bit of his one I made earlier. Like I said, no real paint instruction. I think the outside box had this red. I've just gone kind of a grey. The distributor cap, I've done orange. Otherwise, that's gone together pretty nicely. So that's the engine. Wheels, make 4 of them. They're pretty simple. I've gone with white alloy, similar to the box. You can see the Goodyear kind of labelling on there. It does say you can score the tyres for realistic kind of dirt track tyres. I would probably just wreck them, so I'm just going to leave them like that. For paved tyres, you can sand the surface, so I might lightly sand, but otherwise leave as they are. So that's that. And then number 3, the infamous number 3, epiphany moment from one of my nephews, actually, who does a bit of modelling. He suggested the numbers, maybe it's not rocket science, but he says the numbers the order in which you then put all this craziness together. And it does make perfect sense. You put the seat in first, then the gear lever, then you build the roll cage and odds and ends. So yeah, kind of following that as it's almost steps within a step, if that makes sense. Still no numbering on the pieces, so you've got to work out what they are, but generally okay. Everything else I've kind of sprayed, keeping it fairly simple. There's some other bits down here. Fairly simple so far. Trying to spray some pieces because the finish is always nicer. So this is what I'm going to do. Try and put it all together. And that is the current status. So we've got sprayed chassis, painted roll cage, seats in, dashboards in. So going to try and do some other bits and pieces to that tonight. But that is where we currently are.